Hey, hey. Well, good morning, everybody. It's me. It's me, Mitch, and I can't hear a thing in my headphones, so please let me know if my audio is working. I think it is, but I don't understand it. At any rate, welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. I'm assuming that it's working. I don't see anybody. Yes, retired Rick. Thank you. You can hear me. Okay. Because no sense me doing this if you can't hear me. Listen, welcome. Welcome. And as usual, my friends, as usual, let's push this button there. I hate to get thrown first thing in the morning like this. Drink it if you got it. What I didn't hear, I didn't hear the music. Let me try it again. There, now it's working, but I didn't hear the music for the countdown that I always hear. Did you hear Laurie said no music? I think in my haste to try to see if my audio was set correctly, I forgot to push the button. I'm pretty sure you hear the music now, and not to deprive you of it, I'll play a little of it in the background for you. So I'm hoping that you all hear the music. Laurie has indicated with musical emojis that she hears the music. Cliff is damning those push buttons. Rick is still trying to get music up on his live stream. Yes. We're all amateur broadcasters, Rick. Just trying to do the best that we can. At any rate, let me turn off that annoying banner underneath. YouTube did it to us again. YouTube has somehow eaten, spit out, and trashed any comments that were left on this video before 5 o'clock this morning. I wish they wouldn't do that. I don't know why it happens. I don't know what to do about it. I have no idea. No idea. They do it some days, and other days they don't do it. Who knows? Who knows? So I'm glad to see everybody here this morning. We have 61 people so far. People are coming in. Good to see it. Good to see it. Let me calm down a second here. I'm a little flustered. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'd like to have a few more people in here before I have a little video clip I want to show you. But I'd rather wait till a few more people get here. It's Friday morning. Where is everybody? Well, it is what it is. Anyway, at the earliest comment that I have is from Wayne Herman. Good morning to Mitch from Lake Gaston, North Carolina, and that came in at about 6 o'clock this morning. Wow. Smoothie obviously noticed what I noticed when he came in. Says, WTF, YouTube. It's true. Rick came in, says he's been up since 4. Francine Bourgeois came in to tell us that it is a holiday in Canada, Queen Victoria Day this weekend. Congratulations. Happy Queen Victoria Day to all Canadians. I don't know the significance of that holiday or how many Canadians are passionate about it, but happy holiday. Mike Shealy from Tampa. He's back. back from an extended visit to the Philippines. Welcome home. Welcome home. I imagine it's pretty much as you left it. Aunt B is here with us this morning. Billy Streety. Hiya, Billy. Mrs. Ellen, good to see you. Cliff Medina chimed in. Good morning to you. Greg Smith from, was it M.O.? Is that Montana? I always get those confused. Missouri, Montana. Mississippi, oh, M.O. Okay. You're out there somewhere trucking away, Greg. Good to see you. Good to see you. Mike Schuler Sr.'s here. How you doing? Here with me in Melbourne here. Beautiful morning, isn't it? And Tanya. Kitchen Witch. Tanya bought me a coffee this morning. Thank you, Tanya. And you said, let me read her message. She said, just saying hi, Mitch, and appreciate you. Well, I appreciate you a whole lot, Tanya. And in your honor, I'm going to put that link up there in the chat in case anybody else would like to help out keeping this channel going. Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have Jerry Bell says, hello, meet people. Bob Black is with us. Good morning, everyone. Sandy Blythe is here. Happy Friday to Matty Van. Glad to meet you all. Tammy Pitarch. Hi, Tammy. Good morning to us, Mitch Fitz. Jemmett. Thank you, Jemmett. It's you, Mitch. Good morning. Loved your In the Kitchen with Mitch, the salmon, and the walking video. Walking better each day. I'm trying. I go out there and practice like I showed you every day. And like I said, I've got a little clip to show. I'll show it to you in a little while. Richard Williams. Good morning, one and all from Copper Hill, Tennessee. Good morning to you. 30 Sue called us meatloaves. Good morning, Terry Sue. How are you? And Simpson John is here. Good morning, Mitch and Mitch Fitz. We are at 917. TGIF says Harry. Dion Scotter says hello, meat folk. 926, Lori. Good Friday morning, everyone. And to you, too. 9:26 a.m. It's me, Aaron. Drink it if you got it. Where have I heard that before? Booby Goats, Aaron, good morning. Good morning to you and the whole family. Terry Sue said, cheers. Yeah, my first sip got put off by a minute or so this morning because I wondered what happened to the sound from my countdown. I did not hear it in my earphones, and I usually do. Have to look at the replay and see what happened. Figure it out. Steve Rogers, Captain America from Kansas City, Missouri. How are you? And Lewis is here. TikTok, Lewis joined us last night. Compliments of Tanya in the chat on the private community. We had a wild time, and it was great to see you there. We're going to make arrangements to pick up where I left off. Lewis was supposed to be a guest of mine on this morning show, and I had a stroke. We talked about that again last night, and we're going to try to pick up exactly where we left off, and I'll probably get him on one day next week. Lewis, I'll be talking to you about that. Cliff Medina at 9:29, Sandy Blythe at 9:29, Brian Dish, good morning, everyone. Remember, you are what you eat. Gary at No Slow, he's shooting for that 9:30 spot. And Gary, so close, but the winner is Lewis. Lewis has got it down to a science, evidently. Good morning, Lewis. You've won. Again, I always say if we could find Johnny to tell you what you won, we would do it. Johnny is always absent from these things. So relish in the honor I'll be the first. Terry Cedar cream, my coffee seems to keep me fuller longer than butter. I want to talk a little bit about that. And Peter's here. Hiya, Peter. How you doing this morning? Good morning to you. Retired Rick's with us. And the not-so-retired Rick. Charger Mopar. Quack, quack. Out of Miami. How you doing, Rick? Good to see you. Maddie Van is here. Who haven't I said hi to? Rick tells me he enjoyed my walk yesterday. How about that? Was something, huh? And everybody's told me that they could hear me. Good. Good. Andy Carnivore's with us this morning, and Dawn. Wow, I've seen you in a while. Welcome. Tanya, thank you so much. Everybody's telling me the audio is good. Laurie says no music. I forgot to play the music. I think. So we'll get past all the music comments. Lewis said, last night was fun. It was. It really was. Okay, here's Smokey Bear Lovers with us. And there's still 9:31. Cliff was damning my push buttons again. Sandy Blythe, been up since 3:30, done with coffee. Wow. Well, aren't you an insomniac? I bet. Did you put an entry in the chat in the middle of the night which got trashed by YouTube? That would be too bad. That would be too bad. Everybody's now talking to everybody else. CB Carmack is with us driving. Hi, CB. Good to see you. Papa Carnum. Peter asked CB if he's got a prisoner on board. Or probably either that or going to get one. Pick one up. Carnivore Police is here with us this morning. Mandy Beddoes is here. Good morning, Mandy. And Janelle Sobaski, a name I'm beginning to see more and more often. Here's one. John J. Cadellan. No music is better. John, you're liable to get lynched in this crew with a comment like that. Oh, I don't know why there's always a few people that are that use anti-music in any video. I get them when I put music in a video I make. I always get one or two of them. I've had people threaten to not watch my videos again if I continue to put music in. I feel sorry. I feel sorry for those people. Honest, I do. Nothing personal, though. Mark C. is with us. How you doing, Mark? Good to see you. And who else? We get to 100 people yet? No, 94. And Gary and Rick are talking, and Rick Charger Mopar are talking car parts already. And Tuka's here with us. Tuka spent most of the evening with us last night until it got to be 3 o'clock in the morning in Finland. How you doing? In listening mode, it was good to see you yesterday. Yes, it was, Tuka. Yes, it was. And just to show you that there is some continuity in the world and some things never change, Rick's cat is climbing on him. That's funny. That's funny. Aaron is giving recipes, and pretty soon, maybe we'll get to 100. I'm waiting for that. I got a little video to show you at 96 now. Movie clip in the retired Rick. Ebony Talks. How you doing? I've seen you before, but it's been a while. Morning, Mr. Mitch. Have a great day. Have a great day. CB clarifies his trip and going to pick one up. Yep. I hope you don't have another one of these 3-state 600-mile days that we've heard about driving. Lady June is there. How you doing, June? Good to see you. Zaki Farah 11 from Nairobi. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you from way over there. Good to see you. Chris Swain from Australia. How you doing? And DS111 opens many options up for us. He basically allows us to fill in the blank. Something if you got it. Thank you. Thank you for that, DS. What else is new? Oh, we got 9:40, so about 5 minutes behind. Let me show you this little video. I've been talking to you about it. I found this thing. I found this thing on my cell phone, and I had forgotten that I had it there, and it was my graduation, so to speak. I had to wait all these years until I graduated. My graduation from rehab at the hospital where I did the rehab. It's a very short little video. They have a custom of ringing this bell on your last day of rehab. And there I was. Last day of rehab. I was going to be going home. It was either later that day or the next day. Might have been later that day. I still really couldn't walk at all without the walker, and even the distance I could walk with that walker was limited at that time. It's been about 2 months since then, but my therapist grabbed my cell phone and shot this little video. So I thought maybe you'd get a kick out of it. Keep in mind, this is the end of a 3.5 week hospital stay, coming back from fully paralyzed to at least being able to walk around with a walker. And that was, at the time, just a huge achievement. So here we go. Ready?
Don't punch.
There I am. I know that wasn't much of a big deal, but it was a big deal for me. It was a big deal for me. Ringing the bell at the rehab graduation day. Where was I? I'd like to keep it. I don't know how many people would rather see me like this, or would you rather see me like this and see your chat as it goes by? I know I've asked you this before. It usually comes out to about 50-50. I kind of think that this is enough of me. I think that the chat probably is more informative overall than just a bigger picture of me, which you may get tired of looking at. Now, if I was incredibly gorgeous, that might be a different story. Sandy Bly says, awesome video of graduation. It's funny. That's funny. Where was I? If you have any questions for me, as usual, put QQQ in the chat, or 4 Qs or 6 Qs, however many. Doesn't have to be a question. If you want to just bring something to my attention, that's fine too. I'll see it. If you think it's something topical or important, go ahead. use the cues. Before we're done, I'll probably scan the entire chat looking for those things, and I generally don't miss them. I want to thank everybody. I've been talking a little more about my Amazon links lately, and I talk to people about how, I guess, self-conscious I am to keep plugging the things that may generate a little revenue for this channel. I was told with no uncertainty on the private community that I'm crazy and stupid for not doing more of it because everybody else does, and nobody thinks less of me because I need to earn money. So I wanted to thank everybody. I've been talking more about my Amazon links. I had some suggestions last night. Lewis said, why not pick a featured product, good deal, and just talk about it for a few seconds every morning. I'm going to put the link, and you all know what that link is. OldGuyCarnivore.com, links to the stuff I use page. Did this come out? I only see part of it. If that doesn't work, tell me. Doesn't work, let me try it. No, it's not working. Yeah, it is working. Okay. So it helps me so much. Lewis told me in his browser where he bookmarks his Amazon account, he's actually gone onto my page, found a link to some air fryer or other, opened it up and saved that link as the link that he uses to get to Amazon. And that way, every time he goes and buys something from Amazon, he starts at one of my links and I get credit for it. I said to him, Rick. No, I didn't say to him, Rick. I said, Lewis. That is so incredibly nice of you to do that. And I really appreciate it. So I have to plug that. It was probably my biggest source of revenue on this channel because the YouTube ad revenue sucks. I can't expect you to keep throwing any significant amount of coffee at me. And the Amazon links are a way that you can help me out without costing you anything. So got to keep plugging those things. Sorry for the shameless commercial. This shameless commercial. Oh, my cell phone is going crazy. Jane bought me a coffee. How you doing, Jane? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Good morning, Mitch, Mitch-Fits, and Mitch-Ets. Appreciate that. Okay, where were we? Looking for questions now. I'm reading the comment as we go by. And B says, hello there. To me, Ivy. How you doing? Lori, I wish I liked stuff in my coffee to reap those benefits, but I just don't. Speaking of that, there's something I wanted to talk about. I get a lot of comments about my quest for ice cream. For over 2.5 years, I didn't have a bite of it. I didn't want it. My hospital stay ruined me. Kilts, God love them, ruined me. Nelson with the ice cream machine. I found that making ice cream, with 1,000 calories per serving and is addictive. It's addictive. Cheese is addictive for a lot of you. There's something in cream and milk that's addictive. But I did enjoy a break-in, and I hate to say monotony because I never looked at it that way. And I'm sure if I just threw that machine away or gave it away and did stopped it, that in a couple of weeks I'd be back to not caring. But I've said to myself, and this is a new quest for me, and I'm going to keep you up to date on the progress as I do once a day, because I don't want to make it more than once a day. I am endeavoring, get this, to make some kind of frozen treat equivalent to bulletproof coffee, which is widely accepted in the carnivore community. That is coffee with cream, butter. I doubt I'll use MCT oil in my concoctions, but I am going to keep trying one different thing a day. It may come out like gelato. It may come out like sherbet. It's going to start with a base of 6 ounces of coffee. I may have caffeine. It may be decaf. May not matter. But I think that Ninja has all kinds of settings, and it's got one for gelato. There's different levels of frozen and frozen overnight. There's so many variables that I have to experiment. And I'm going to try to limit it tops to 4 ounces of cream. That's a lot of cream. 400 and something, about 400 calories worth. But there's no calories in the coffee. And as far as any sweetener or not, experiment. As far as any vanilla flavoring in there too, experiment. I want to try to come out with something that we can make that resembles a frozen treat. If for those of us that want to have something like that, and obviously, by the number of views I got on that ice cream video, I don't know, 10, 12,000 views, it is something people want. I've often, more than often said, one of my big rules, don't try to make low-carb versions of addictive foods. Well, that's exactly what I'm doing. Mea culpa, shame on me. That's what I'm doing, trying to come up with that. It may be a bad idea, but it's kind of a quest for me now to come up with something that will not be addictive, won't hurt, won't be too many calories, because that's not a problem for me. My problem generally is eating enough food in the day because my appetite doesn't demand it. So this is a good filler, good way to get a little additional fat. I love the flavor of frozen coffee things, and I'm going to keep experimenting until I come up with something that is really worth making and doesn't have any crap in it that most carnivores would not consider eating anyway. That's the key. All of the ice cream recipes, except for Kiltz's basic stuff, which is basically just cream and eggs, without the vanilla, without any sweetener at all, without sugar. It contains all kinds of crap, especially sugar, flavors, fruit, all kinds of things. When you get to creamy, they give you a recipe book. You look at the book, and you say, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. And then it ends up boiling down to cream and eggs. I'll probably experiment with putting eggs in this too. Maybe one egg, maybe just an egg yolk. I'm probably going to make a lot of stuff that I'll spit out when I taste it. But I'm going to do it, and I don't even think I'm going to film it until I get it right. And if I get it right, I will put out a video that says, the ultimate frozen carnivore treat that actually and really is carnivore and won't screw you up. Will it happen? I don't know. Could, as people I know used to say, could happen. Could happen. We will see. We will see. Okay. I have, evidently, a website meeting at 10 o'clock right now. Great. That was supposed to be at 11 o'clock. If you all will excuse me, I may have to go. And I will call my daughter and see if I really need to be there. So, pardon me. I'm going to put my mic on mute, give you a little music to listen to. Happy music. All right. Once again, failure to communicate. She said to me, she put an email. The deal was they're having a meeting first, and then I need to get involved in it later. And she told me it won't be before 11 o'clock. I said, fine, I got a live stream to do. Now I get an email, and then right in the email it says 10 a.m. So I panicked. But that was her meeting. She should not have sent that to me. Sorry. We're good. Don't go away. Don't go away. I appreciate your patience while I work through that misunderstanding. Let's see here. Why is that happening? There we go. Okay, where was I? I was talking about the coffee, and I had another thing in my show notes to talk about. So let me grab them real quick. Oh yeah, this is kind of cool. I've been doing a lot of recipe videos lately because everybody said they wanted recipe videos. I give people what they want, and I get very few views on them. I put up something that is so simple, like my beef stew video, and get 40,000 views on them. I don't know how YouTube works. I don't know what people really want sometimes. Sometimes I put up a video giving them what they want, and it goes crazy. Then I do a similar video, and it goes nowhere. But I did discover one thing that was interesting. You people are not interested in fish. Sorry, you're just not interested in fish. Whenever I do a fish video, it goes nowhere. That fish video got 1/20th of the amount of views that my beef stew video got. So I guess I need to concentrate if I want to get views, and views are important. I like talking about things. I like talking about my progress. But when I get little or no views on a video, it's very disheartening. And I say to myself, well, I guess those kind of videos don't work. That's the only barometer that I have. It's the only barometer that I have, and I can't control how YouTube pushes out a video. I can only tell you that it has been even though they deny this, it's been my observation. Unless a video comes screaming out of the starting gate with a lot of views in the first half an hour or so, YouTube's algorithm buries it. Stops pushing it to new people who are interested in that particular genre. Only the videos. That becomes a matter of timing, and I try to release these things when YouTube tells me most of my viewers that come online are online at the time. It helps me if when one of my recommendations comes up and it's something you're interested in, if you dive on it right then, that's what it takes. Don't ask me how or why. It doesn't necessarily work every time, and it is very, very frustrating when you see the wild disparity in your videos that are very similar, very similar. So hard to say. People lose interest in the topic. People are basically losing interest. They're losing interest in my stroke recovery. I suppose I understand. A lot of it is about drama. There are even those people that tune into those things to see if there isn't any bad news. They root for bad news. Silly people. I do have a little video to show you. I was going to make a video and release it because that stands to do better than just on a live stream, about the type of exercising that I'm doing in my stroke recovery, but I fear that it may not be very popular and worth the time and energy to film the whole thing and edit it. I don't know. Hey, let me go down here. I am 20 minutes behind in the chat. Let me see if we've got. Cliff Medina says, screw 'em, play the damn music. You're right, Cliff. I'm going to play the music. I love playing the music. Screw 'em is right. No offense to those who don't like the music. Good morning, Sammy Schufer says, good morning to me. Laurie says, I think your daughter does some things on purpose just to spite you. No, I what she did was it's a video conference and she sent me the link to it, but the title of the thing was the title that came on the link that was sent to her, and it said video conference 10 a.m. to noon. I didn't realize it at the time because she told me she would send me the link, but she left the old subject matter on there. She should have been forwarding it to me. Put the time that I needed to come. I can't expect her to think ahead like that. She's busy as hell. So that's what happens. That's what happens. John clarifies his, if you like it and it was not time music I like, that's why I said the music is better. I do not hate music. Okay, John, thanks for clarifying that. And you know what? If I go onto somebody's live stream and they're playing some music and genres I don't like, I would probably do the same thing. So you're off the hook. You're off the hook. You're off the hook. I didn't mean to start such a big controversy. Josephine C., how you doing, sweetie? I made it, she says. Feels like I keep missing you. Well, you're going to get one last chance to miss me because I'm going to start doing this most likely on Wednesday morning again. So it'll be 4 times a week, Tuesday and Wednesday. If we can keep the viewership up, I'll keep increasing the days. If the viewership keeps falling, like it appears to be with only 100 people here now, I'll cut the days back. I don't want to overload people with this stuff. I have only one barometer, and that is how many people tune in. There's a lot of competition on YouTube, a lot of live streams. There's Kilts every morning. He moved this to 6 o'clock. He'll get a bigger share of the audience. Nelson comes on every day at 3 o'clock. Curry's always coming on. Everybody's coming on with live streams. I'm trying to be steady with the time I do mine, but I'm always competing with somebody. So we'll see. I don't want to compete. I'm too old. I don't want to give you something you're getting bored of either. So my actions are dictated by the audience. That's all I can say. I just keep trying to give you something I think you'll find interesting. Thank you. Andy Carnivore says he's sharing my videos. for more viewers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you guys are debating just this. I'm still looking for QQQs. Don't see any yet. I do say Sandy likes my graduation video of me standing there looking like a crippled patient, ringing a bell. That's great. That's great. I'm still reading the chat. Everybody's talking to each other. And B tells everybody to hit the like button. And Tammy says, QQQ for Mitch information. That's it. Put QQQ in there. I don't see any. Ari. Here's somebody. I don't recognize. Galveston County Mike. Hey, Mike. Good morning to you from a disabled veteran carnivore in Tennessee. Well, Mike, thank you for your service. And welcome. And Sandy Blythe echoes that exactly. Did you say, Mike, did you say you were in Tennessee or Texas? Everybody's talking about Houston. I lost you. Let me see if I can find that again. Did I make a mistake? Texas. Did I say Tennessee? Sorry. Yes, in Texas. I have a lot of good friends in Texas. From the old drone days. Everybody's welcoming Mike, thanking him for his service. Is that the only... Not a lot of questions this morning. Here we go. Lady June. Question, how about a coffee granita with a splash of cream? Well, I want it to be more like a frozen treat. Is that what a granita is? I have no idea what a granita is. Must have lived a sheltered life. Let me see what a granita is. N-I-T-A, granita. Oh, it is frozen. It says here, a granita is a semi-frozen drink, a dessert, or drink of Italian origin. It's known for its icy, grainy texture and refreshing flavor. Well, that would be a coffee granita, and I think it probably exists already. But it's typically made with water, sugar, and various fruit juices or flavorings. Unlike sorbet, which is smooth and churned, granita is repeatedly scraped. Sounds more like a snow cone to me. But one of my experiments is bound to come out just like that, and we'll see if it's any good. Maybe that will be the best thing. But thank you for that. Interesting. Now I know what a granita is. Here's somebody I don't recognize, Frank Hornbuckle. I've been betting several times this year, but a Lone Star tick here. Oh, bitten. He says betting, but that is voice typing. But a Lone Star tick. The Lone Star tick is known to give you a condition called alpha-gal. There you go. You got it in there. Oh, they're not the ones that have the alpha-gal syndrome. That's right, because that is about the only time people have an adverse reaction to red meat. It's talked about a lot in the carnivore community. When people come up and say they have a terrible reaction to red meat, most of the time, the Lone Star tick is the culprit or suspected. Then 15 minutes behind here, so not too bad. Questions. A lot of conversation going on. A lot of chat. You don't even need, you don't even need me here. This is almost a question. Alicia Carmona says, Mitch, how are you? Glad to see you. From New York City. Hi, Alicia. How are you? And Lewis is asking Alicia where she is in New York City. There you go, Ann B. Ann B says, why don't you just do lazy carnivore recipes? I like that. I do that. I call them cheap carnivore, but lazy carnivore it describes me to a T. Because when it comes to cooking, I care only about how quick can I make it and how easy it is to clean up afterward. We've all seen many of these kitchen videos where your kitchen looks like a tornado hit when you're done. Got 30 mixing bowls. Typically, vegetarians do that. Making these salads with 40 different ingredients. But the lazy carnivore, that's a great idea. I'll have to keep that in mind. I like that. I like the concept of the words lazy carnivore. A lot of us may not want to identify as lazy because of the bad connotation when somebody calls you lazy. But inside, we all know that if there's an easy way to do something, we'll probably pick that over the hard way. Ten, 11, good. Lord, I'm catching up. And if I get to the bottom of the chat, I don't have much to interact with. I'll show you another little video clip. As long as you're still interested. Terry Sue says, yeah, no, but you do need me. I'm the catalyst. Oh, it's nice to know I'm needed. Terry Sue says, everyone is trying to complicate Mitch's perfect diet. My diet is perfect, except for this new obsession to come up with a little dessert. Some kind of dessert that I can eat after my first meal of the day. I won't eat it as a snack because I don't believe in snacking. I believe, and I still believe this and still try to do this. Anything I eat, I still do intermittent fasting. I still want to eat in a 6-hour window at the most, shoot for 5. Anything I eat has to be part of one of my 2 meals a day for digestion purposes, for addiction purposes, and everything else. And for the fact that I like to be done eating before, at the latest, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I do not like to go to bed in the middle of a digestion cycle. So I want something kind of like a little dessert for my first meal of the day. And that's why I'm trying to do this. And if I were to come up with a acceptable recipe that made a acceptable little dessert-like stuff that I could eat with one of my 2 meals, and it didn't blow my carnivore diet, didn't give me so many calories that I start to put on a lot of weight, I'll do it. This stuff doesn't happen by itself, so it's going to be a lot of experimenting. Melissa B, how you doing this morning? Good morning, Mitch, and everyone. She says she is late. Lori Marie, is cooking carnivore in itself is easy? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is very simple. An air fryer, a frying pan is all you really need. Is all you really need. Tuka comes in with his question of the day. How are you, boss? I'm great today, Tuka. And I'm counted as a carnivore. I'm in love with the natural Turkish yogurt. Don't know all about that. I'm not a yogurt fan. I've hit the bottom of the chat. I've hit Lizzie said I did yogurt, but I've slowed down. Yeah, yogurt is another dairy products can be addictive. Well, we've got a little time. I'll wait and keep an eye on the chat. But I showed this other little video. I kind of shot it this morning in an effort to start chronicling, and I still may make a video out of it, but I'll show it to you today, some of the things I'm doing to help target certain things in my body that the stroke has affected. When your whole right side starts out disconnected from your brain, you have changes in your body. You have certain things that start to hurt. You're walking, when you are up on your feet, you're favoring one leg over the other. And many of you know that just wearing a new pair of shoes can cause your back to hurt because you're using slightly different muscles walking now because of the different support of the new shoes. Well, imagine when everything changes. Because my right shoulder was pretty much gone. I couldn't use it I could not lift my arm. I can now. I'm starting to get a lot more movement in my right, even though it's still somewhat limited. The strength is coming back, but I started to get pain there. I got a stiff neck because the muscles all back in here started doing things they hadn't done before. Working in ways they haven't worked. My back was starting to hurt because my walk was so uneven. All these things make recovery more difficult, and the longer you continue and not do anything about it, the worse it gets over time. And I finally put a stop to it. I finally said, I can't do this. I can't let this happen to my body. I've got to start trying to do the things that will be closer to what I used to do with these muscles. So, as most of you know, in my, I have this little gym-like apparatus here in my spare room, and I used to do pull-ups on it and other exercises. And I said, I also had this thing sitting down here beside it, which is an orthopod, where I would lay on it, roll over, and it would extend my back, uncompress my spine because I have some bad discs. All this stuff allowed me to live absolutely pain-free for a number of years. But I put that orthopod away. I couldn't, I was afraid to use it because of my balance. To lay on it and turn it upside down, I thought I'd fall off the thing. I thought that it would be too dangerous. I might be able to do it now. And the next time my son comes over, I'll have him help me get it out of there because we put those doors next to it. Now I can't get it out. And I don't want to risk getting it out by myself and hurting myself, fall or something like that. So we'll do that. But in the meantime, I got that tall gym apparatus there, and I decided, okay, is it possible the other day that I could actually hang by my hands from the tops grips where I used to do pull-ups, because hanging is great for your body. In fact, they recommend, if you can, to hang for a full minute to 5 minutes every day. It stretches out your shoulders, it keeps your joints going. But I said, Jesus, I'm just coming off of being fully paralyzed on that side. How the hell am I going to be able to hang? You have to have enough grip strength to hold on. We're talking about your full body weight. But I felt like my grip was strong enough. I felt like, so the other day I decided to try it, and it shocked me. I was able to do it. So this morning, the second day that I'm doing this, I said, I'll set up my camera and just record it. It would be good to have this chronicled. And as soon as I got a little time today, I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you. So here we go. Let me go ahead and play it. And you can see I reach up. See, that takes me a little longer to get my right arm up there, but my grip is strong enough to hold on, and I pick up my feet off the ground. Now, this is doing a number of things. It's I'm holding my knees up, so it's helping my ab muscles, my core muscles, and it is definitely stretching the muscles in my back, my neck to shoulder muscles and everything. I can keep it up for about 10 seconds, which doesn't seem like a lot. Any of you who think that's not a lot, I suggest you try hanging. It'll be a rude awakening to you. Most people, especially my age, can't. If they took their feet off the ground, they'd fall down. And then I have this other thing where I actually can now support myself on my elbows. And you notice that my right leg is lagging. Well, that's because those muscles I'm just regaining control over. But that's good core. And then, just to see if I haven't overdone it, put my hand up there. You notice it's a little harder for me to get my right hand up that time. And try it again. You don't have to take the weight completely off your feet. But I don't think I had another 10 seconds in me. So that little thing, I did it this morning, gave you the high sign, and walked back unaided to the camera to turn it off. So that was something that I was proud of this morning. I was proud of that, and I thought you might be interested in seeing, if nothing else, that would tell you you don't want to have a stroke if you don't have to. Recovery from a stroke is, if you're going to recover, a lot of hard work. Pain. It is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life physically. Unless you do this kind of stuff, unless you have enough common sense to know what you need to do, because you're not going to hear it from the medical community. You are not going to get the advice that makes common sense. You're going to get the PAT exercises and everything else that they just have broadly for everybody. The therapists are great, but no therapist told me that I needed to do that. What that's done already. My stiff neck, after 2 months of having a stiff neck, I couldn't turn my head all the way, is almost gone after 2 days of just stretching those muscles out like that by hanging from my hands. I'm going to keep doing that. That was not an option talked about by any therapist anywhere. I don't know, maybe most stroke victims can't do it. But it's something you have to have common sense. And you have to say, what is happening to me? And I need to make sure I straighten my body out. Don't keep favoring the left side. Try harder and harder to do more and more with the right side. Push the limits of what I can do, or I'll never get better. As it stands, I doubt I'll ever regain everything that I was able to do, especially the dexterous stuff like playing the piano, flying model airplanes. I hope I recover enough use. I'm still struggling trying to use a mouse with my right hand. The poor little arrows all over the place. I have to use my left hand. I can't control it enough, but I keep trying. It's only been 2.5 months. It'll be 3 months at the end of this month. I'm not ready to go jogging or walking yet. A number of people have asked me in the comments, are you, you should be ready to run. You should be ready to run anytime now. No. The balance has to take its time to come back, but you do have to stretch your wings. Be careful you don't fall, but you do have to take a few risks, or you never push the walker away and actually try to walk. And then you have to, I doubt I'll ever walk without some kind of a limp, but I'll try. And I have to basically be prepared to settle for the best I get and be happy with it. Well, people said they're impressed with my little hanging adventure there. I'm glad I showed it to you. Tristan 471 says, good morning, Mitch. Hi, Tristan. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, Greg says, I feel somewhat naive for not finding carnivore. Well, carnivore wasn't even a term that was used to describe this diet. It was low carb Atkins back then, but it still had a lot of carbs in it, or vegetables. So don't feel naive. We were all back there. Every one of us wishes we'd found them 35 years ago. But life is life. That's it. Yeah, Sandy says, Greg, I never heard of carnivore until I saw it on YouTube 6 months ago. It's true. It's true for most of us who found it. And that's all thanks to Sean Baker. He wrote the book called The Carnivore Diet. He's the one that pretty much coined the name carnivore diet. Up until then, carnivore was just described any animal who derives 70% or more of their nutrition from meat. So the true definition of carnivore, when you say a cat is a carnivore, a dog is a carnivore, a bird is a carnivore, that is defined as saying that they get 70% of their nutrition from animal products. There wasn't, it was never used to mean 100%. I think they had to add some descriptors to it, like apex carnivore, obligate carnivore, things like that, trying to mean that it's not just a carnivore, but beyond carnivore. And these definitions have never been, there's no council of lawmakers who decide what something is supposed to be defined as. It's just culture and trendy things that people start using to describe what they're doing. I should probably describe my version as old fart carnivore. Maybe that'll catch on. Hey. Tristan says, you've already made more progress than most stroke victims make in 1 year. You may surprise yourself, Mitch. Well, I say that sometimes. Jokingly, I say, I surprise even myself. You probably heard me say that. I mean it. I mean it. I was surprised yesterday or the day before yesterday when I hung and could. I had my grip is strong enough in my right hand where it wasn't my grip that was loosening. It was just it starts after a while. It starts to hurt hanging like that. You're stretching your joints out, but you have to do that. And wow, the difference it makes in my range of motions of where I can stretch and put my head. I had a hard time doing this, putting my arms behind my head. No problem now, which is good news. When they come to arrest me and they say, put your hands behind your head, I'll be able to do it. I always like to comply like that. Just kidding. I hope they don't arrest me for anything. Yeah, Greg, this is fine. I noticed the same thing when I went to the gym. I talked to people there about carnivore. They thought I was crazy. They thought I was crazy. And in the health club, a gym owned by Health First, a big hospital chain. The first thing you see when you come in the door are vending machines full of shit, full of soft drinks with sugar, energy drinks, pastries. Yeah, there's a few protein bars in there, but they're all junk too. The same kind of vending machine you see everywhere. Candy bars. That's what you see when you go in there. And that replaced the smoothie stand they used to have. They got closed down when COVID said they closed most of these places. So they still got the smoothie stand in there, and it's closed. Nobody uses it. But they used to sell what they called healthy stuff. It was all sugar. All sugar. All sugar. Can I say it again? Like the way they tried to feed me in the hospital. All sugar. But not to worry. We've got the insulin for you to make sure you don't die from diabetes. Well, thank you very much for your consideration. Pass the Pop-Tarts. And the cornflakes and the skim milk and the pastries and the ice cream. Thank you very much. The fruit cup, too. That's got plenty of sugar in it. Orange juice. Oh, give me more orange juice. Glass is full. That's healthy, isn't it? Greg says I ignored Atkins at the time because I getting 2 or 3 days a week and not have a weight problem. Yeah, most people, not everybody was fat or sick, especially when you're younger. You could do all kinds. You can do all kinds of things. Sandy says, somebody basically says, yes, Mitch plays the piano. I did one video where I sat down and played the piano a little bit. It's on there. You can find it. Just search OldGuyCarnivore piano. It'll probably come up. I've got 550 videos and over 500 live streams. That's over 1,000 different videos on YouTube since I became carnivore. I have an equal number or more from my old drone days that are on there. And for some reason, YouTube in my feed now starts showing me all my old drone videos. And believe it or not, I'm watching them. It's fascinating. My face was much rounder. I certainly didn't look as healthy. My color wasn't as good. And I wasn't maybe 30 pounds, 40 pounds heavier than I am now. I went through the very first ones where I had every other word out of my mouth was, I had no speaking ability. It's something I basically had to learn. How not to pause and say, I can think without the now. And it's something that you have to work on. You have to work on it. Oh, I had gotten to the end of the chat, but we still have some more. So let me go through it real quick. I got a conference coming up. Simpson John says, okay, Mitch, you are going to do some minor infractions. I can see you putting your hands on your... No, I'm not. No, I'm not. They're coming to take you away. Now, I expect that from you, boy, but Cliff's got to chime in now and insult me, too. And it wouldn't be complete unless all my buddies busted on me. Yeah, Meat Dude's got it. Gyms have to keep you fat so you keep coming back and paying dues. Well, that'd be great for the commercial gyms, but the ones that are owned by the hospital chains, you'd think would have, but it's the hospital chains themselves. Have you ever, I got to tell you this, on my little driving adventure the other day, I drove back to my rehab hospital to return the walker that they loaned me on the day of my discharge. I didn't film it. I should have. It would have made a great film. It was about 1 o'clock, still lunch break for most of the nurses. I pulled up on the front of the hospital and parked in the parking lot with cones they put out to keep people from getting in their way. Was an ice cream truck. An ice cream truck. In front of the ice cream truck was a line of hospital staff, as if they didn't have enough crap food in the hospital that they could have probably eaten. They had to go outside and buy stuff from the ice cream truck. It was incredible. And there's a constant flow of nurses going out at lunchtime to buy their ice cream. That ice cream truck was doing a land office business in front of the hospital. That's the culture. That's the culture. It's sad. And anybody that doesn't believe it, it's for real, just get yourself in, like I was, in one of these things for 3 weeks or so, and it will appall you how most of what they do makes everything worse for you, not better. Turmir says hanging helps with your grip strength a lot. It does. It does. It really does. No, Brian, they're not blunts. They're cigars. For those of you who don't know what a blunt is, it's where you take a cigar or a cigarette, open it up, get rid of some of the tobacco, put some marijuana in there. No. I don't smoke that marijuana. I never did. One time I tried it. I said never again. And I did inhale when I tried it, but it wasn't for me. Perry Pierce, have you thought about doing the sugar diet? Perry, surely you can't be serious. I saw some stuff about that. So you're either joking or a troll. One or the other. Sugar diet. I was on a sugar diet. Everybody's on a sugar diet. I know there's probably some particular stuff, a way to do the, quote, sugar diet. It's still sugar. Everything is sugar that isn't protein and fat. Everything. If it isn't protein and fat, it's a sugar. That means Brussels sprouts still are a sugar. All plant materials are sugars. Pasta is sugar. It's sugar. So it's not hard to find somebody that's on the sugar diet. And in the hospital, they strive to have you on a sugar diet. And there's no shortage of insulin in the hospital. And 4 times a day, they come in and take everybody's prick their finger and take their blood sugar so they know how many units of insulin to counteract the ridiculous amount of sugar they're feeding people. And they do that instead of trying to cut the amount of sugar down, because that would make the patients unhappy and complain. So they'd rather take the easy road, let them eat the sugar, encourage the sweets, just have enough insulin around to keep them from dying of a sugar coma. All right, I think we're probably getting around the end of the chat. I think it's right now I got to go because I got that meeting coming up. I'm going to play a little. Nope. A little happy music. There we go. Play a little happy music for you. Take a few minutes, say goodbye to your friends, say goodbye to everybody in the chat. By God, you've been certainly doing enough talking to each other today. That was great, very, very encouraging. Simpson John says he loves to see my smiling face. Thank you. Thank you. Curry Pierce says, for some reason I can't get my fasting glucose under 111 when strict carnivore. What should I do if I start back to strict carnivore to change this? I want my fasting. Yes, we all want our fasting sugars to be around 85. Number one, don't measure your fasting blood sugar in the morning. You have something called dawn effect. You can add 10 or 20 points to it right there. Try measuring your fasting blood sugar sometime when you haven't eaten for a while. See if that's the difference. Have you been a diabetic? Are you a diabetic? Have you ever taken insulin? Are you on insulin? How old are you? How much do you weigh? Is your pancreas in good shape? All these things factor into that, and I can't tell you. I can't tell you what to do. All I can tell you is eat carnivore, and you stand the best chance of controlling your blood sugar without medication. If you're older, it may be that your pancreas is shot. Maybe it's not making it up. Then you need tests. You don't need fasting insulin tests. You need C-peptide tests. You need to know if your pancreas is working at all. You got to talk to a doctor that's a realist, and they can help you with that. I can't give you that advice. I'm not a doctor. Just a crotchety old man trying to recover from a stroke. But a great question. Thanks so much. I appreciate you asking. You. And everybody said goodbye. You guys don't want to quit. More of you are coming in. We're down to about 100. So I'm going to take the rest of the day off, my friends. Do my little meeting. I will see you again on Sunday morning. Morning coffee with Mitch. Hope you'll be there. And until then, you too, take the rest of the day off and eat meat.